Welcome back. This is Seb, and we're here to talk about MVPaffiliate.io. This is a tool that is basically your content generation tool hub. It will create a blog site and blog articles for you like that in a few minutes. And not only that, but it will help you push down to your social network as well super quickly. It's a great new way to offer extra value to all of the brands that you collaborate with. So, with that being said, we're going to be talking about Levanta right now. And Levanta is a super powerful tool, platform, and I've been able to combine and join with Levanta, this MVP affiliate sector. So, I've got MVP affiliate and Levanta, and we're able to combine both so you can get the full experience of Levanta and you can get the most out of it as well. So, without further ado, we're going to just jump into Levanta. For those of you who don't know what that is, it is a platform. They basically say unlock exclusive partnerships with best brands on Amazon, Shopify, and Walmart. This is important, guys, because so far we've been discussing mostly all about Amazon. But Levanta opens up, and that's why I recommend folks to get on Levanta. If you do not have a Levanta account, go onto the MVP dashboard and go click on that recommended sites that we have, and Levanta's on there. Click on that. You can create a creators. Make sure that it is an influencer creator login, sign up, and it is free to sign up, obviously. And then right there, you'll be able to get, it's a little bit like Creator Connections, but in a much better and easier way to communicate and your collaboration. So communication with brands is super easy. And like I said, we were talking about Amazon, now we're talking Shopify plus Walmart. So if that's something that's interesting to you, definitely stick around. We're going to be talking a lot about that. So when I go back to my MVP affiliate dashboard, I can go back here. I've got all the setup. As we know, we've talked about all of this. But right here under Collaborate, I've got MVP Levanta. And right here, this is where the magic happens because you can connect your API key into MVP. So the one key that you're going to get from Levanta. How do you get that? Once you're approved and you can log into the Levanta platform, I'm going to show you exactly where you go. So this is your dashboard, for example. You go to settings right here and you click on API keys. Right there, that API key that's blurred, just make sure you copy it. So click on copy and then go back to MVP and Levanta right here. And then you just need to insert your key or replace your key in this case, but I would insert my key as a brand new user. And that automatically, you could read this little blurb that explains what it does, but I can explain to you exactly what it does because all of your partnered brands are going to appear on MVP. As you can see some brands here and they all appear here. It's really cool. Look at this. So fun. I'm going to go all the way. Look at that. I've got all these brands. It's mental. I love it. So just to give you an idea, I'm going to go and show brands, for example. Right now, I've got 801 brands connected with me or that have connected with us, Goman Planet, my wife and I, Michelle, with us through Creator Connection, through Levanta. And that gives us a direct access to a lot of what they offer. Obviously, more commission and some cool products. The really nice thing with this is that a lot of these, this is something that a lot of people don't know, is that Levanta and Creator Connections sometimes intersect. And that intersection is super interesting because yes, CC's got some really good commission and sometimes Levanta has better commission. So using that Genius link, you will not get commission from both, but you will get commission from the best of both. So either one, right? CC has a 10% commission, but Levanta all of a sudden has a 15% commission on that same product. Levanta is going to win and your Genius link is going to give you attribution for that Levanta one. So that I think is super cool. So again, what are we looking at here? So I'm going to show you again what we're looking at here. So it's super cool. I can create article straight out of MVP with the brands that I've partnered with. So if I've got new brands that I'm partnering with, obviously that I've just accepted, I can refresh here, but I know that I'm already refreshed. As you can see, they're all green here. So if I click on Life Pro, we all know Life Pro, hopefully you know Life Pro as well. If I click on that, look at this, it loads the products. I've got all the products, the stars, the ASIN, and the commission. So I know right now that there is a 10% commission on this Life Pro Horizon half balance ball. So I'm going to click on it. I'm just going to click on it and I want to see what it looks like. So it's an $89 ball, balance ball. It does have a creator connection campaign in EPC, so I'm going to accept that. That's not a problem whatsoever. And I'm doing that with Oink, another one of our recommended tools, by the way. So yeah, I think this is a cool little product. We've got some videos here. We got blah, blah, blah. All right, $89. I like that a lot. So I'm going to close that and I'm going to go back to this ball. I can literally say, so I'm going to save it as a draft. But if I click here, I could literally say, whenever I generate a post, it goes live on my blog post. That is pretty cool. So I'm gonna, you know what? I'm going to publish live just to show you how awesome this is. So we've got 4.6 stars. I love it. 10% commission, $89. It says 103 because obviously there are some coupons and rebates and things like that. So let's just generate post. It's going to write a post. By the way, I wouldn't recommend you guys doing this from the get-go. I think a blog site that has a few posts at least to start, especially the ones that have been built from your YouTube videos, I think it's a great way to start because then it builds your voice, your brand identity. I keep on saying that and harping on that. I think it's so important because if not, it's just going to look like a lot more like a generic post, and you don't want that. You want to have a genuine sounding and looking post. Now, the one thing that this is not going to do, it's not going to fake a post that's just going to say, I, Seb, have tried this Life Pro, blah, blah, blah. No, this is really just going to go feature benefit, really talk about straightforward the specs and what this product is, and answer questions, which is super important for LLMs, obviously. So as it's generating, it's grabbing all that information from the product page. Again, could be from Amazon, but we've talked about this as well. Could be from Shopify, could also be from Walmart, which I think is nice. And then it pushes it right away on the blog. And if you're new here, you don't know what the blog looks like, look at this. This is what the blog looks like. This is all been created by MVP Affiliate without any design, any coding, anything at all. This has all been created straight out of MVP Affiliate without going into the back end of WordPress. This is a WordPress blog, but the theme comes from MVP, included with your membership, and the plugins come from MVP, included with your membership as well. So we're gonna see, it is still generating posts. It does take a little bit of time to gather all of its thoughts and everything and generate that post properly. But the really cool thing about this is that I can generate multiple ones. I can literally move away from the keyboard, move away from the computer, do whatever else I have to do, maybe even shoot a couple videos, come back, and then I have it right there. So I think that is the best part of MVP Affiliate. So let's refresh. I assume this is going to be ready. Look at this. We've got your hero image. You've got a title. I'm going to go down. I've got my disclaimer built, my quick take, my pros and cons, which is awesome. Then I've got really how can I say that? It is not a first user kind of opinion review, but it's more of let me answer all of the questions that someone would have reading a Amazon product page, for example. So you've got really everything that a user or someone interested in this product, a shopper, would want to know. You've got your Genius link already created. That is automatic. That was so fast. And then you've got all of those specs. Look at that, pros and cons again, and then your FAQ that's right here, and then another CTA at the bottom. I think this is so cool, and then of course you've got the view post right here. Super easy, that was so painless. I think MVP and Levanta together make a great combination, really cool combo. And what I love the most is how easy it is to communicate and collaborate with these brands. And speaking of collaboration and communication, check out some other videos. They are going to come up in this YouTube channel because I have a really cool way to communicate very easily with brands based on the posts and the content we've generated here. So stick around and we're gonna really expand all of this very quickly. You'll see.